Hey there, what's going on everybody? This is Stiptrodon coming at you with a action figure review. Today we're going to be reviewing the Figma Slan and Conrad from the anime Berserk. So these are two figures that I've wanted for quite a while. They've been in prototype display at numerous conventions and on media and stuff for a long time, and they only just recently this year posted like pictures of like what they would actually look like, when they were going to be released. Um, so it was nice to get those, and yeah, so let's get into it. First of all, these particular Figmas tend to be a little taller than your average one. So I got I'll just show you here. So Slan here stands at about 6.5 inches tall, roughly, right? And most Figmas go for about 5 inches or shorter, depending on what the character is. And I'll just get her out of the way here. So she's about 6.5. Conrad here is a lot shorter. He's about a little over 2 inches to the top of his back there. So and he's not horrendously big, but he's got some weight to him. He's actually hollow. He's not 100% molded the way through, and he's not like tremendously posable. In fact, he's only got one point of articulation. I thought, based on a number of the pictures, that you'd see articulation in the arms, but particularly in the media that he's displayed in, he doesn't move his arms. He's always got his fingers interlocked like so. So we'll get to him first. And I've just got Guts in the background there. He's keeping a watchful eye over the God Hand here. So yeah, he's got a really nice paint. It's very not it's not like slippery. It's very glossy, very clean, just like painted very well all throughout. I like the gold that they used here. A lot of the God Hand, I know Femto, and a lot of the other ones, they have like kind of like a machine, not like a machine, but like a mechanic kind of look to them, just kind of like integrated into their design. And I just find that kind of interesting, so he's got all these spheres on his back, and these parts here, I'm not sure, but I think these are kind of just pegged in here, but I wouldn't want to like pry them loose because they might get damaged. But you can see how it's kind of just like in there. And yeah, overall he's very well designed, and it was advertised as a Figma fix, so you kind of know off the bat that he's not going to be that posable. But for his articulation, he's got a single peg, and it's just on like it's like a larger ball joint than usual. So his head just kind of pegs in there. But if you only peg it in like partial way, and I've kind of got it so like it's if I can get it to focus here, so it like swivels side to side, so you can put that in there like that, and then you can have him kind of looking from side to side, and then like up and down a little bit more. And his neck does extend far enough out. Yeah, so his neck does extend far enough out that you can get away with displaying it like that, because he is capable of looking around. He just doesn't usually. No. So yeah, the tentacles are really good. Those don't move, but they're very nicely posed how they are. They got very nice detail with the veins and everything you can see there, and it's just an overall, ugly guy, as most of the God Hand are displayed to be. Good for Void and Uvik to come out. Uvik, however you say his name. So yeah, he's great overall, and we'll move on to Slan now, who was kind of the main advertising point behind this, because she's far more posable and She's got a little more going on with accessories and so forth. So right off the bat, you can see that they didn't want to like censor her, right? Because in the comic, in the manga and all that, she's not censored. She's like fully nude. So they didn't want to not do the character justice, which I'm very glad of, because having her in her actual appearance is a much more, you know, authentic justification to the source material, be it the manga or movies or anime. She's a little bit taller than most of your Figmas, and she's got these wings. Now, if any of you have the Femto Figma, I don't as of yet, but she has like wings that are very similar. So they're like a hard plastic. They don't bend that well, so they're not brittle, but they're definitely harder, and they're also very glossy as well. And she's got only so many places where you can kind of pick her up here when she's got these on, but they're very yeah, they're very glossy, and she's got like the same thing I was saying before, kind of like a machine kind of look to her. It's like bone. Like bats obviously have things in their wings, so that, and I know like Femto's wings are particularly modeled off of that, and you can see that with the claws and so on and so forth. So those have like 3 parts of articulation. So they got one here, and then one on her back, and that just kind of pegs in there. So you can see how they kind of just peg in there, and the pegs are quite strong and they can hold in there pretty good. Her hair isn't really on like a good angle. It's kind of like, it's like you peg it into the back of the hair, so it's not like into the face or into the head, but it's like her hair encompasses the structure of her head. Kind of plug that into the back there as best you can. There. Okay, so that works. And yeah, so I'm gonna take these wings off actually. So I finally got the wings off, so you can see how they got like a really good span to them, and not so much that she could fly, because I know we've never seen her fly, but she's just kind of got this demonic look to her, and these definitely add to that. So yeah, here we go. Here's Slan without her wings. So she's really not basic, but the color scheme is just like very flat. There's not like a lot of wash over it, but you wouldn't really expect that, particularly because she's not like the other God Hand, where they're all kind of covered in almost like this color, this kind of design. She's very exposed, right? So she's got a very basic color scheme to her. And yeah, so this piece here, the corset, that just kind of that hangs off the back here, so it's not like impeding the articulation, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But yeah, she's just got a really overall good design, and I'm really happy the way this turned out. And I just realized that she was missing her collar the whole time I was doing this review, so sorry about that. So anyway, like I said, we'll get into the accessories now. So she does come with a few. When you first unbox her, she's going to have one of these on either side in her back, right? Mine were just kind of like interlocked like that, because I guess they're like anti-shrinking plugs. Figma's really conscious of things not going right with their figures until they're delivered to the customer, so it's nice that they think about that. So that's not really an accessory, but they were on her when she got here. She has 2 additional face sculpts. So this one is just her being really confident and kind of smirking there, right? So it's like there's not a chance that you can defeat us guys, and she's just got like the basic plug in there, so you'd like interchange it with the hair. So you can see she's just got like a part here that like locks into her hair, and that comes off. You plug that in, so you got that face. and that's very good. She's more just like stoic there. This one is more just grinning, and then the next face is I'm very happy they included that, because she's you know, loves to revel in the discomfort and misery of others when it is occurring, and she likes to make this face. So I'll put that face back on for now. And yeah, that tongue is sculpted, so that's nice that they did that. And yeah, the hair is just kind of, you know, overall really nicely done. It's just all kind of overlapping here. It almost looks like they kind of layered it on top of like an underlying piece here, but of course that's not like removable. She does come with the usual accessories, be it a stand there to plug into the back there, and your basic Figma platform that the stand plugs into. Then you got your whole rack of hands here. I haven't bothered to take these out because it's just easier to leave them in here for right now until I figure it out. But you got an additional peg there, so that is in case anything breaks. Hopefully not. I have had a few Figmas over the years that weren't so lucky, but you know, at the time they did not include those, so I kind of had to just make do. But it's nice that they include those. So yeah, you've got some open hands here, two-fisted hands, and then like a hand, or two hands rather, for holding stuff. So yeah, she's got a whole bunch of things that that can be accessorized with her. Just overall, she's a really great figure. And so we'll get into articulation here. So she's got your typical bowl jointed wrist, so you can bend that in a number of different ways, swivel it around, move it edging which way you want, you know. And you got your Figma joints here, and they'll just like bend all the way to the 90, you know, a little bit past actually. And then you can swivel that swivel that only about, you know, that far. You know, a lot of articulation that you'd probably not want to use with this character, especially if you got the wings on. It's kind of going to limit her mobility quite a bit. And you got these ball jointed you know, shoulders, and those go out about that far, right? You know, you could always pose her without the wings, but I don't see why you would. That's kind of her character. So she can't really look down that far. Now that I remember, that's why I had the collar taken off, because I was trying to get her to look, you know, a lot different directions. But she can't really look down because of the collar. She can only look up about that much because of the collar, so that kind of impedes her head articulation. The waist is quite, you know, posable in all directions, so it's a very nice range of motion. Her thighs come out to about that much, and it can go forward about that much. And she's almost got, you know, like I'm glad they molded this part, because it really easily could have looked ridiculous having this particular character design, you know, going any which way. But yeah, so they got this part kind of molded at the waist, and then the thighs actually just kind of, you know, mold downwards, you know, as they would. And then she's got, you know, the shin joints there, so she can bend those about that much. And, you know, you wouldn't want her to go that way, because that's just not, you know, anatomically correct. So anyway, so the, you know, she got her feet there. I didn't really show those, but she's got like a detail on the nails, you know, and details on the bottom of the feet. Yeah, and so those can pivot on the ankle there, and they can go forward about that much. That's gotta hurt. And they can go forward about that much. So that's really all there is to say about these two. Bring Conrad back in here. So yeah, this is a bit of a soft surface, so she can't really stand up, but you know, I will show you the measurements on the box here. I'll just get Guts out of the way, because he's just kind of standing there. So for a Figma comparison, like I said, he's about 6 inches if he's standing up completely straight, and so is she. So yeah, they are quite good in scale together, especially since he came out about 5 years ago, back in 2012. So that is very good that they're keeping consistency, as Figma is known to do. For people that like to hold stuff in the box still, like this thing is quite gigantic. I can't even get it on the frame here. Let me just adjust here. So the height of the box is about 9.5 inches, if you can see that through the glare. And then it's got about, width-wise, it's about 8. So it's quite a substantial box. I was quite surprised when I got it because it's got a lot of trays, obviously, to hold all the parts and stuff and not crush any of the wings, and so yeah, keep that in mind before you order it, that if you should desire to order it, that it's going to be quite large. And I can just imagine what the void and cubic Figma is going to come in, so that's going to be quite large as well, because he's supposed to be substantially taller, probably even the tallest Figma they've come out with yet. So that's really I got to say about them. So yeah, I'd highly recommend these figures. I'd give them a 10 out of 10. Like I said, I wasn't really expecting a lot of articulation with Conrad, because he's not, he's not known to move a whole lot in the anime or anything else. Doesn't even open his eyes that often, except in very rare occasions. And yeah, the overall design on Slan came out very well. Like I said, it could have been a whole big disaster how they did that. And that's my review. So I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, stay tuned for more.